Let's do it, Tyler. It's Kush here. We're going to do a little Nuke the Props action. We got a lot of prop bets. Tyler, we didn't hang out last week. It was Thanksgiving. I don't know how you did, but we're back this week. We're going to go win some money because I think we've got some really exploitable spots. There are a couple of guys I want to talk to you about that I have not pulled the trigger on that I know guys at Nuke the House are interested in, but we can get to that in a couple of minutes. What's happening, my friend? Everything good?
Oh, I'm good. Thanksgiving was good. I hope yours was good too. We talked before the show. You said you had some fun. So pretty much it. We had to spend the holidays with the family. Now we're back to winning some money. So
yeah, I went out to South Carolina to the beach. So I only placed one bet and then won it. And then that was it. So it was weird not betting games on Thanksgiving. Got back just in time for Sunday. Last night we dropped a couple of units, I think 2.5. And then Sunday I'm feeling pretty good. We'll get back in the groove. Like button would be great, everybody. We would really appreciate that. Do want to let you know, college football, big weekend. We've got the SEC and Pac-12 championship games. We will have the Big 12, Big 10. We don't care about the Pac-12. Big 10 and ACC. So let me say this again. SEC, Big 10, ACC championship games. Keg's going to be on from about 3 till 1 a.m. There's a fight card there. There's so much going on, right? So lots of college football. Live show tomorrow starting at 3 Eastern. Probably be free. So for those of you that are not there, get there because Keg's going to be betting it live. Okay, friend. I want to talk about George Pickens, who big discussion in the chat. Oh, hey, man, George Pickens has a hamstring. He's going to play, first of all. He's going to play. Don't worry about that. Hamstring popped up, but he went into the locker room. He talked to the media. He's playing dumb. I went back and looked some of his highlights, like when he's throwing punches, taking face masks, throwing dudes into walls at Georgia. And then against the Browns, he didn't like something, takes face mask, throws that dude down. George Pickens a clown, but we love him. We love him because he keeps cashing bets for us, which is great. I just want to say that everybody also talks about how Mike Tomlin, this amazing feat that he's finished above 500 every single unit of his career. I think more than that, he's dealt with Antonio Brown, Martavius Bryant, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and now George Pickens. That is why Mike Tomlin's in the Hall of Fame. That's why he's going to the Hall of Fame. Pickens is a head case, but as I was doing a little bit of research today, 31 yards, his longest reception for 7 straight games. 7 straight games this guy has had a catch of at least 31 yards. How do we not bet the longest reception this week over 28.5? I don't know. We got the yards. We got everything. Talk to me, Tyler. George Pickens. Want to get your thoughts. Not going to give a bet here. If you're a member, you can check it out in the Discord. But what do you got on Pickens this week? Anything?
I'm not on him personally. I don't hate the call. I mean, Cleveland's one of the worst defenses against wide receiver ones. You've seen it last week. Cortland Sutton got up over 100. He didn't find the end zone, but that's one of those outliers where they had Marvin Mims catching 90-yard touchdowns. They were able to run a few in. They had pick sixes. I don't think Pittsburgh has all that same luck Denver had against his defense. So, yeah, Pickens could find the end zone. I think he finds the big deep ball, though, against his defense. I mean, Russ looks good. That's his main target. He's going to get multiple tries at that. So, I don't mind that at the longest reception.
Yeah, that's just something I was looking at. Unfortunately, Nico Collins isn't playing this week, so we can't bet his longest reception. J-Mo hit it on the first drive last night, which was nice not having to sweat that one out. But there is somebody else I'm going to go to there. Keg's in the chat. What up, chat? What up, Keg? What up, chat? What up, everybody? Because we're going to do the Saturday show, first half for free. Once the UFC starts, we'll go premium. So you'll definitely get some plays for the SEC championship game, probably some from the Big Ten, and then the ACC will be later behind the paywall with the Big Ten as well, probably part of the Big Ten. So if you have not signed up for a subscription, do it now, $59.99 a month, or you can check us out for free for 1 week. Nuke the Holidays is the code. Sign up for any plan. We won't charge you unless you want to be charged after 7 days. Nuke the Holidays is the code, and proceed from there. Why don't you go first with your first bet this week, Tyler? What do we have, my friend?
Okay, I'll go first. We will go to one of the uglier games of the week, Holden. We will go to the Giants and the Saints. We're going to go Tyrone Tracy over 61.5 rushing yards.
Yes.
Saints are still one of the worst defenses in the league. They only have one real guy that's a real good tackler in Demario Davis. I don't trust their defense at all. the Giants didn't look the best against Dallas on Thanksgiving, but I think the Saints are a little bit worse. So I think they'll be able to run the ball. They'll keep this game close. I actually think they could win this game outright. So I think they could be playing with a lead, which plays into Tyrone Tracy's rushing yards even more. So I like it at 61.5. I'd even alt it up to maybe 70, 80. Maybe not get to the 100 on him, but I think he could have a big game on Sunday.
Yeah, they got blown out by Tampa Bay, and they really didn't have a chance to use him. He had 9 carries there, and he had 9 carries in that Dallas game. Now, that was the Thanksgiving game? So, they fell behind big time in that game, too. By the third quarter, they were down 27-10. So let's just hope this game doesn't get out of hand because he's smashing that. He's getting to 70 in all likelihood if they don't get blown out.
No, I fully agree with you.
I'll give you my first one, okay? Now, I was looking at Nick Westbrook-Ikhino's yards over 34.5. I think this thing got bet up a couple yards, which I'm still fine with. But if you dig into his longest receptions, I'm kind of on a longest receptions kick right now. 17.5 is his longest reception, and he's doing this just about every single week. Now, I am in on his yards over 34.5, but I like the longest reception even more. So look at what the Jags have done this season. And you can throw Calvin Ridley. I just like Westbrook-Ikhino more. I'm not betting his touchdown. He's the luckiest touchdown scorer in the league this year. But the Jags have given up 56 catches of 20 yards or more. 56! Like, it's 6 more than the next worst of the Ravens, and then like 12 more than anybody. They give up multiple 20-yard receptions per game. Like, let's do the math here. How many games have they played? How many games have the Jaguars played? 12 now? Maybe 13? That's like 5 a game, 4 a game. It's remarkable. And I got to
wonder how much that number's inflated, though, by Detroit running up the score and getting like 10 of those plays.
Fine. Let's take 6 out. Let's just chop 6 out there. And they still got 50. They're still giving up 4 to 5 catches of 20-plus yards a game. All we got to get here is 18 yards. He's coming off an outing where he had a career-high targets of 8. That was actually more than what Calvin Ridley had last week, which was shocking. Levis, not a starting quarterback, but he is starting right now. So we like him. 7th amongst quarterbacks in deep throw rate, 9 ADOT. Everything's lining up for me here with Nick Westbrook-Ikhino. He's seen 5 or more targets in his last 5. Titans are dropping back to throw 62% of the time. Like, forget about it. The Jaguars are a pass funnel. Ikhino Westbrook is making deep grabs. The Jaguars give up explosive plays, and they're throwing a ton. Nick Westbrook-Ikhino over 17.5 longest reception. That'll be my first bet.
Don't hate that call, but I'm not getting on to any Nick Westbrook-Ikhino just because I know the moment I get on this guy is when he finally just turns back into the bum he is.
Oh, it's uncomfortable.
I think they said dude has 20 catches on the year and 7 touchdowns.
Yes.
I just feel like if you weren't in on the touchdown prop on this guy, I'm just personally staying away from him.
That's what I just told you, man. Do not bet his touchdown. He's literally the luckiest receiver in the National Football League this year when it comes to touchdowns. But give me 3 yards or 3 catches for 45 yards, 40 yards. He'll get us a 22-yard reception or something like that. Give me the over longest reception. What's your next bet, Tyler?
My next one, Holden, we are going to go to that Philly game. We're going to go to a wide receiver. He's been kind of banged up, but his number seems pretty low, and that's Devontae Smith. Receiving yards at 46.5. That seems really low. Now, I know this could be one of the ones he goes out there. He plays a couple snaps. His hamstring's tweaked again. So could just be a bad beat. But if he's out there on the field, he could crush this 46. He runs routes very well. If they're playing Carolina, whose defense is not all that good, Saquon's numbers inflated to the moon with how bad this rush defense is, so you can't do anything with that. This number's the lowest of them all, so I would take a shot on Devontae Smith over 46.5. Looks like Goddard isn't going to play either, so that means more targets to go around. Smith probably gains a couple more targets also there, so I think that number's too low with Goddard out.
I got to say, I was looking around for Smith and A.J. Brown, thinking of other ways to try and attack exactly how to bet this game. And I just left it to Keg. Keg came up with a great bet. I love it. Got back into Caesars so I could bet this bet, and that was great. But the yards were something that I was looking at with Smith as well. And you might have just pushed me into those yards because the industry projections, and again, you can't bet off of industry projections. They're just projections. But when they're 8 to 10 yards higher consistently around the industry, to the number that we're given, you got to consider it. So I don't mind the call. And he's coming back, and he's angry, man. He's angry. He wants to get back in the mix. What do you think of Thielen in that game?
I don't want anything to do with the other side of the ball.
Nothing to do with that side of the ball.
I'm on Philly minus the points. I don't think Carolina's as good as the last few weeks have indicated. The defenses they have played were talked about at the beginning of the year of being very good. You look at the numbers recently, Kansas City's defense isn't as good, so them keeping that game close isn't all that impressive. Now they're going to play one of the best defenses in the league, one of the best pass defenses in the league on top of that. Mm-hmm. I think Carolina might get to like 10 points, and that is it in this one.
Also, want to let you know, Keg wants you to hang out with him this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, okay? Again, Saturday, start at 3 o'clock. We'll get the SEC championship game, live bet that, Big Ten, ACC. Once the UFC fights start, it'll be behind the paywall, but it's free until then. So
no guarantees on Saturday, Holden. We gotta fill the freezer so we could eat this winter, but maybe Sunday.
Okay. All right. Very good. I don't know what that means, but Richie Small, hit the like just like Richie did. Let's go. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. Come on over. If you're on X right now, check us out. My bet, second bet. Okay. So I was talking with Adam or Iowa, for those of you that are subscribers that probably know him a little bit. And I said, man, one of these Garendo props going to drop. Isaac Garendo with the 49ers. So I look in the Discord. He finally found it. He saw it on FanDuel. I want to say it was 64.5 or 60. It doesn't matter. That number's gone. It's now 70 plus. So it's over 69.5. I think he gets there against this Bears defense that everybody said, oh, they're the best. This Bears defense is great. They are 30th against the rush in DVOA defensively. What? Like, they are awful, man. 6 straight games where they've given up at least 74 yards to a rusher, and they gave up 80 plus to both Lions running backs. They've given up 100 plus 2 times in that span. So first of all, the matchup is great. Second of all, now this is a small sample, but he's averaging just under 6 yards per carry, which is 4th best mark among any 67 running backs with at least 40 carries this season. And I know that's okay. We went 67 running backs with 40 carries. Any running back with 40 or more carries, this guy leads the way at 5.9 or 4th best. He's 4th best. Next, I get it. If you are a Nuke the House subscriber, you do not want anything to do with Niners injuries. Literally thousands of dollars Jordan Mason and CMC have cost us. Although Mason kind of saved my night on that Buffalo-San Francisco game before he got concussed. He actually went over his number, but he's killed us. This running back room has killed us this year. Besides
it's
for that
impossible to bet
week.
on this team because they just all keep getting hurt.
I know. That's the whole thing. Like, everyone in Nuke the House, we're not going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. John Lynch says this guy reminds him of Raheem Mostert. He's 225 pounds. He ran a 4.33 40 in the combine. His spark score, this guy is an complete athletic freak show. Okay. He's got a great matchup. Isaac Garendo, I would even take the number at 70 right now. The alts are priced out. They're not giving you good alts, but when I see a guy in Isaac Garendo probably going to carry the ball 16, 18 times against that team, give me Garendo over. What's your next one?
My next one, Holden, this is the last time I'm going to bet this guy if this doesn't come home, and I'm going to solely blame the quarterback on this because I've blamed him the entire time. Justin Jefferson's finding the end zone this week.
Okay.
Minus 105. I'm going to blame Darnold for this when Darnold doesn't throw him the ball and doesn't score him a touchdown. And I'll just keep saying how Minnesota is the most overrated team in the league. You're going to lose in the first round. Keep going on that. But he's playing Atlanta. They're not going to be able to get any pressure on Darnold. He should be standing back there. It's the revenge game against Kirk. You know he's got to get in the end zone in one of these games. He's got all the underlying stats. It's just no touchdowns. It's like Trey McBride. They eventually have to fall in the box. It's been about 4 games since he's gotten there. There's not a corner on this Atlanta team that can stay in front of him. Give me this touchdown minus 105.
You just can't stay away from Justin Jefferson, can you?
He's best wide receiver in the league. He's got to find the end zone again. And when he doesn't, I'll blame Darnold.
So I do have a question for you. I'll give you my final pick here in a minute, and I got a couple other things I want to talk to Tyler about. You're deer hunting on Saturday, correct?
Yep.
Those poor little deer. Like, do you kill them fast at least? No,
I jump on their back and ride them through the woods.
That would be crazy. But like take care of him. Phil let him suffer and hobble around, man.
No, they never suffer.
They don't suffer?
No.
They don't even know it's coming, do they?
No. They're down
like,
before
boom,
they realize
done.
it.
Never been hunting. Never been hunting. Probably wouldn't be good at it, Tyler. But
you don't rub me
you
as
got
the
to
kind of
stock
guy
your
that would
fridge.
get
It's
out
free
there.
food, right? It's free food for how long? The whole winter? 3 months?
You, maybe you get 2, you get there through the whole winter.
Who are you going hunting with?
Just around like our neighborhood and areas, like the woods. We got a
You're
camp.
just gonna go in your backyard and start shooting deer.
Not my backyard, but like through the backyard into the woods. Holding, you got to be a couple 100 yards away from houses. You got to follow the rules.
Okay,
you don't want to get in trouble.
That's good. Okay, good. Well, have a good time shooting.
No, they're saying I'm
Bambi
dressed
and
like the
eating.
hitman. I need my mask.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Maybe you could send some free venison to one of our subscribers, Tyler. Would you be interested in doing that?
Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe make some deer jerky, send it to him. I think that would be a little safer. The meat's already like got no moisture in it. It can't go bad at that point.
What are you doing Sunday night? Why don't you come on and hop on our show that starts
Maybe I could jump on Sunday night.
10? Why don't you hop on and tell us about your deer killing tales? Give us some bets. That's what I want.
We will plan that out for Sunday night, Holden.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to it. Like button. Let's go. Subscribe to the Nuke the House YouTube channel. And my last one here, and then I'm going to ask you about a Jets player. But I'll go Jonnu Smith over 48.5 yards. I'm not laddering him this week. I don't think he's getting to 100. The Jets, if there's one thing they've done, they've covered the slot fairly well, and that's where you're going to see Jonnu as a tight end, but he's in the slot. But he's getting a 20.8% target share. Like, he has moved ahead of Tyreek Hill in the pecking order. And Tyreek Hill knows it. Tyreek Hill sat on the sidelines a lot of the last game. 25% first read share. This has become the go-to guy for Tua this season. So I look at this line. It's not inflated very much. I got it at 48.5. He has at least 6 catches in 6 of his last 7 games, or 7 of his last 8 games. If you want to go the catch route, that's fine. But the more I dug into it, I didn't want to ladder him, but I do think Jonnu gets the 50 this week. Over 48.5 receiving yards is my bet here. What do you think of Jonnu over the last few weeks? Hitting 100,
he's just been a target machine. They just keep drawing up plays for him. It's honestly weird with the wide receivers they have, the running backs they have, that they picked him out of the group and said, we're going to make you the focal point of the offense. But dude just continues to crush. So, and they don't seem to adjust his numbers. They just keep him in the 40. So I don't hate going right back to him.
Okay. Braylon Allen. Yeah. Gross. So Breece Hall's out. Isaiah Davis is the backup. Scored on a little 4-yard shuffle pass. Braylon Allen's prop is 51.5 yards.
Over.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're feeling good about Braylon Allen because it feels
he's
gross.
Gonna get, if he's going to get the carries, Holden, like this is baby Derrick Henry. This kid is maybe not stat-wise, but like when you look at the way he's built, like, this is baby Derrick Henry. If he gets going, good luck stopping him. The kid's a monster.
He's not going to be forced out of the game script if they get blown out. I mean, it's always a possibility, I suppose.
Are we sure they're getting blown out?
There's another one. You know what? It's a game where these two teams just play each other so often that the Jets could win this game outright. We just haven't seen him get the volume.
I can see the Jets keeping this close. And that's the thing. Him with the volume is, just like you said, something we haven't seen yet. But without the volume and getting a couple carries and a couple dump-offs, he's looked decent. So you're going to up that. The yards should be there for him.
I mean, he's averaging 3.5 yards per carry. It's not like he's been tearing it up.
I mean, he's caught a couple touchdowns through the air. It's just a limited sample size, and now he's going to get all the work. Like, I don't see that backup really doing much else than just spelling him in this game. So he's going to get all the work. I like his overs.
All right, so the 2 games he's had double-digit touches, or at least rushing touches. 12 for 32 against the Patriots, 11 for 55 against the Patriots. Only time he's done it against the Patriots. But you're talking me off the ledge here just saying he's going to get so much work that he's going to get the 50 yards.
I don't know. Unless they get blown out or they just phase the running backs out of the game completely, I don't know how he doesn't get to 50 yards.
Okay. Braylon Allen it is. We'll go over, I suppose. Anything you were thinking of that you haven't pulled the trigger on?
The only thing I was looking at that I haven't pulled the trigger on, where'd that number go on that? Isn't
Why are
that
you saying that, Maddie? Why are you saying that to me? Don't bet it. What are you close to pulling the trigger on? You just haven't yet.
he was talking about Allen in the chat.
Oh, I know.
Allen's a monster.
Yeah.
Braylon Allen, huge ladder.
I know.
So he's looking forward to it. He's going to be with us when Braylon Allen gets to 100 yards, and we're all happy.
Okay.
I mean,
Anything
the only
you're
other
looking
one
at?
I was looking at, Holden, it's a little same game parlay. The tight ends in the Tampa Bay game. Use Kate Otten, use Brock Bowers. Put them both in there for maybe around 5 catches in their yards. That gets you around like 8 to 1, 10 to 1, somewhere in that area. So that would be what I would use as my other bet that I was looking at.
You watch the Steelers a lot, right? You're a Steelers guy. Jerry Jeudy, 65.5 receiving yards. He's been going ape shit. He's not getting 200 yards again like he did against the Broncos. But if he could do it against the Broncos and Jameis Winston throws it to him 1,000,000 times, despite the pick sixes that God needs to get rid of from him, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. He's wide receiver 1, no Tillman.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get the looks. He's become the deep route guy that everyone thought he was going to be out of college. 63.5 is probably still too low. I don't hate the over, but doesn't it seem like a spot where it's like he exploded 2 weeks ago? He had the built-in narrative against Denver.
Yes.
And now it's kind of like the comeback to earth spot.
Okay, so if not him, then the other guy.
Worry.
Tillman's got to be out, right? Tillman has to be out to do this. But what about Elijah Moore? We're at 5 catches at plus money now. Had 8 last week. So he had 6, 3, and 8. And the issue in that 3 was the big snow game against Pittsburgh where everything was just a debacle, right? Is there anybody, maybe in Njoku, that you could see going to in a passing game with the Browns since Jameis just throws it so much?
I don't mind Njoku at 44.5. I mean, I know he's the lowest of the 3, but I think he's the best player. 17 targets last week, like Matt's saying in the chat. That's their guy, Holden. 44.5. He could easily have a big play. So I got to go Njoku at 44.5.
17 targets, man. And he's 5.5 juice to the over. So
they just came across Kenneth Walker uncertain for week 14.
What's that?
Kenneth Walker's uncertain to play week 14.
Well, then if he doesn't play, then it's Charbonnet. Mm-hmm. It's Charbonnet all day.
I mean, it's Jackson Smith and Jigba in the game, but yeah, if you want to go,
Jackson Smith and Jigba every single week. But that's so. What is he? No DK Metcalf either. So if DK Metcalf doesn't play because he missed practice on Thursday, then forget about it. Like it's really, really concentrated passing tree there. Lockett is old and really has not been able to do much. So, that's big. If Walker misses, it's Charbonnet, and we're already in on JSN. Ask Taylor Mathis what she's on. OnlyFans. I would bet his yards or TD now then. Are you talking about Njoku or are you talking about JSN?
I think he's talking about Charbonnet.
Charbonnet?
He said, sounds like Charbonnet starting, and then he said, I would his yards or touchdown now then.
Yeah, they're probably going to remove the yards for Charbonnet.
Our guy Iowa says Metcalf is not on the injury report.
He's off now?
Yep.
Okay. That's fine. Charbonnet rushing yards, 15.5.
Take the over now.
Yeah?
It's 15.5. If he starts, it's going to be 50.
What? Yeah, he was. You're right. DK was taken off 30 minutes ago. So if we bet him at 16 yards, even if Walker plays, right, we probably have a shot of getting there because
it's an ankle and a calf injury for Walker. So even if he does play, he's going to be in and out of the game.
Should we be betting that? That's the bet now.
Yeah, that's worth a shot right now. Charbonnet.
I don't want to be too overreactive betting this.
I wouldn't go crazy with it, but I would bet it for right around a unit. Like I wouldn't go slamming this thinking it's like the rare play.
It's 14.5 at Bet Rivers if you can bet there.
Yeah.
Like even if Walker plays, why can't he get 15 yards at Arizona?
Yeah, he's going to have to get some carries.
All right. Well, looks like I'll be making that bet right now. Charbonnet over 14.5 yards. We haven't made bets where we just talked it out here, but again, even if Walker plays, he's dealing with 2 lower body injuries. We've got a backup who has gone over this number multiple times. My only concern would be if they didn't change the line, then they're starting to feel really confident that Walker's going to play.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw half unit on Charbonnet right now, over 14.5, minus 117.
Can I interest you in, like, it's not exactly a bet on this game, but it helps if the Cardinals win this game and it's a 9-1.
Mm-hmm.
Them redoing this whole comeback player of the year award after last year, and it has to be from injury now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Burrow's minus 210. Burrow won it already, and his team's shit. So that's the biggest problem. Everyone that's won this comeback player of the year award, their teams have won 9 games. Well, if the Cardinals win this week, they put their name right back in their division hopes. They could easily be the 3 seed in the playoffs. And Kyler Murray's 9-1 to win comeback player of the year. I don't hate putting that ticket in my pocket and holding that. And if they win this week, I bet you he's right around 5-1, closer to Burrow, closing in on that. And if they make the playoffs, he could easily be the comeback player of the year. There's really no one else for this award. So I don't hate taking a shot on Kyler Murray at 9-1 for comeback player of the year. I don't think Burrow has it locked up.
Kenneth Walker III. I'm not putting the other half of that in until I completely.
You didn't hear a word I said, huh?
I did. I heard everything you said. I just went right back. You're right. I didn't hear a word you said. You were talking about Kyler Murray for comeback player of the year is what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I think if they win the division, then he's probably going to be right there. But didn't he come back last year at the end of last year?
Played like 3 or 4 games at the end of last year, but it was just meaningless games. So I don't think you kind of like really count that.
McDonald said it looks positive right now that Matt Dixon's going to play. Said he, quote unquote, just doesn't know if Kenneth Walker is going to be ready to go. Again, even if he plays and he's not where he needs to be, then Charbonnet is going to get in there and get some run.
Yeah. So
I feel fine putting a half a unit down. And then if we find anything else more and I miss the number, then I miss the number. But that's fine. It's fun talking bets out with you, Tyler. The best of the best bet. What is the number one best bet for you?
Justin Jefferson, anytime touchdown, Holden.
Love it. I'm going Nick Westbrook-Ikine over 17.5 longest reception. I think he gets there. The Jaguars are complete.
He'll get that 18 yards on his touchdown catch that he has every week.
Yeah, he won't. Listen, he should not be scoring touchdowns at this rate. This has nothing to do with his touchdowns, though. I am not going to bet his touchdown. I don't want to say it's a sucker bet because it's happening so much. But again, if you go look at the luck factor, he has got the biggest luck factor out there.
At the way his numbers are set now at plus 230, you can't jump in now. If you were betting him when he was 11-1 and 6-1, you just keep rolling it over. 6-1,
yes. 5-1, maybe. But the yards, the longest reception, that's where I'm going this week. Again, you can go Calvin Ridley if you want to, but there's just been that one big play, and Ridley's longest reception is maybe 7 yards. The Westbrook-Ikine mark should probably be 21.5. And it's 18.5. All right, Tyler. So again, if you have not checked us out, go to nukethehouse.com, $59.99 a month. Or if you want to check us out for 1 week, use the code Nuke the Holidays. Sign up for any plan. Check us out for 1 week. Nuke the Holidays up there. NUKETHEHOLIDAYS. Keg is going to be on tomorrow. So Saturday, about 3:00 Eastern time. You'll have the free part of the show for the SEC championship game, probably part of the Big Ten, the ACC behind the paywall, because they're going premium behind the paywall. Tyler, always good to have you on. Thank you so much. And how many deer are you going to kill this weekend?
I have 3 tags, so hopefully 3.
3 deer are dying in the name of one Tyler. Good luck on your bets and the deer. Let's go Nuke the House.